Now, I think we would be remiss if we did not mention Katt Williams. I think we would be remiss.
I was going to mention him earlier.
Have y'all seen the entire video?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, okay.
2 hours, 45 minutes.
In 6 seconds or something like that. I watched it twice. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Yeah. Just because, like, I was cleaning up my room and rearranging stuff. So I was like, I'm going to put this on the background while I'm doing it. And so, what are your thoughts about it? Like, do you, like, because there's a lot that was said in that entire video, but what are your thoughts about Katt Williams addressing a lot of comedians that came on Club Shay Shay and a lot of the rhetoric that was mentioned throughout that entire broadcast or podcast?
Overall, number one, I'm not big into comedy.
I am.
So I know you are. So I don't really have much, to say about the comedians in and of themselves, but overall, I have a new respect for Katt Williams.
Same here.
Absolutely.
Same,
I never looked at him in the way that he was portrayed, or I mean just him. And then after that video, because of the algorithm, I started seeing so many more videos about him, and old videos of other comedians talking about how generous he is or how he's come to shows and he's given them money. You have the video of Ice Cube talking about how, he was like, I asked him to write the next one, and a lot of what he said was right. He created this character. He totally changed that, that character in Next Friday. I never knew, right? He talked about Nick Cannon and how Wild 'N Out was failing, and it was basically done. It died. And then he asked, Katt reached out to Katt. Katt came on the show and then worked with the rappers and the comedians, helped Nick revamp it, and then he got it to where it is now, and he left. I didn't realize that Katt Williams in the comedic world was like an OG. Like he was, like I knew he's been around, but like no, they all look up to him as like the grandfather of of comedy.
Yeah.
So I mean, his story about how he grew up, his reading. I mean,
he said he read 3,000 books a year.
Yeah.
Which is
in our realm, it may seem unbelievable.
He's speed reading.
I believe it.
But
he's speed reading. It's the only way.
Yeah, it's literally the only way. But he was fluent at speaking when he was 3.
Right. So yeah, he's a prodigy.
He's a genius. His level of thinking. That's what, like, out of all of this entire, this cabal of that surrounds this entire podcast, is that it's cool for the drama and all that stuff. Yeah. But hearing about him reading all those damn books, how he was reading and like he was like, to get punished, they took away books.
Yeah, that's
wild. And also, like, he had, like, I guess government agents come in, speak to him to get him into like a school of like brilliant people or whatever. And he decided not to go against it because they were all in like lab coats and it didn't seem like anything fun. And the fact that he knew what he wanted to do with his life, or how his life was at 13, and he had to get away from his parents. Like, I'm not rocking with that. And then he made a living for his own. And then, as you mentioned, helping people and things like that. I thought that was the more, like, things that, like, bro, this is amazing. Yeah. Forget the drama and all that stuff. That's hilarious.
That got all the attention.
Yeah.
But then when you got there, I thought the way that people were talking about it, that the whole thing was him just roasting other people. Like, it was all drama. But that was only a very small segment of it. Like, the whole middle portion, like 2 hours of this, was all about him. And I said, I have a brand new respect for you.
That was because of Shannon Sharp.
Yeah.
That was Shannon's questions. Shannon is incredible. Like, that's another thing too. Like, his show, what he is doing, the intention he puts into his guests, like the prepping and stuff he does,
amazing.
I was looking at that. Like, I agree with everything y'all said. You know what I'm saying? But I was also looking at how he preps for his guests. I'm like, I need to start doing this.
Yeah.
Did you see the thick stack of cards he had?
He has that for all his guests. I'm not sure if that's your first time seeing his show.
No.
But he does that with all his guests.
Were they that thick? That?
I feel like he don't have that many, but I'm not
Like,
sure.
bro, it felt like he had a package of cards. Like, it was like this, and he's got big hands.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, this is a lot of cards.
He had a lot of cards. But Katt Williams has always been one of my favorite comedians.
Same here.
Yeah.
I've always had a lot of respect for him because he's from Cincinnati.
Yep. Avondale. He's from A1.
And just like you guys said, my respect for him, bro, this man said he's one of the richest people alive right now, right? Now, what does that truly mean? I don't know. However, if he has $1 billion, that's not an incorrect statement. Like, it's not as if everybody has $1 billion, right? And the fact that he he said, I had 25,000. Actually, Shannon, I think, asked the question. Is it true you had $25,000? You spent 22,000 on your own show? Mm-hmm. And he said, yeah, nigga. If I'm not willing to invest in myself, how can I expect anybody else to? Yep. I'm like, bruh. And then he took that and he just rolled it. Mm-hmm. That's why we make so much in AHA. Because we're not looking for a sponsorship. We fund everything. All our products and services, we fund them. And then we get all of the, so when he sells out an arena, bro, he's making all that bread.
Going straight to him, yeah.
And then, and with his other comedians that he puts on.
Yeah. But it's different. The money is completely different.
Yeah.
When Beyonce sells out an arena, she's not getting all that bread. Mm-mm. She's getting a cut. He's getting all the bread. He's going to make sure that people get what they need to get. And clearly, he's going to do that to the umpteenth degree. He's going to have one of his girls bring you a little a towel wrapped up.
You know what I mean?
You know what I mean?
Hey, good show. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so I agree, Steven. Like, bro, my respect for him is literally off the charts.
Yeah. It completely changed the way that I view him. It completely changed the way that I see how he does comedy. I don't even have Netflix, and I said
You haven't seen any of his specials?
No. I mean, I've seen like old, you know what I mean? I've seen Katt Williams, but like
So you seen his old specials you did see.
You seen Pimp Chronicles?
I think so.
Where he brought out Cameron, Lil Jon came up there?
Nah, I don't remember that. No. Part of what I was going to do today was probably go get Netflix because I've been putting it off for so long.
Wow. So Netflix paying him that $10 million is really worth it. Netflix is about to blow up. And Shannon Sharp's show is about to blow up.
It's already blown up. He was talking about, funny thing is because he did the after talk with Ocho. And when it released, I think that it was at 11 million.
Nigga,
like
that shit is at like probably 28 million.
It was 27 last night.
Yeah, because I watched it last night.
Oh, okay.
It was like at 28 million. It's probably still gonna be up there. It's still growing.
And it's just like he was like, I had on Steve Harvey's 3 million. I had on 2 million. I had on Ricky Smiley. I was at 1 million. Like, and it's like Katt Williams. He at the time they recorded it was at 11. It more than doubled in a day. Right? Because it went viral.
It's viral.
Yeah.
And Katt Williams doesn't do those. He don't do these interviews.
Nope.
Right.
So you never heard his story like this.
Never. He's coming out to Grand Prairie.
I know, in February.
I already got the tickets.
I said,
how many did you get?
Well, I bought them last year. I bought them before.
Wow.
I'm like, these tickets gotta be. They gotta be.
Well, they're at like there's a couple seats depending on where you're sitting. It's like 100, and I was like, I probably should go and grab some. Like,
yeah, I mean, the thing is,
I was gonna say something to y'all, but you already got tickets.
Yeah, I mean, I bought the tickets last year though.
How many do you have?
I bought one.
Oh.
There's comedy shows and concerts and stuff that Andrew Schultz already bought tickets. He's coming in April. Like, I buy them in advance. Like
you are okay, but you're.
I love comedy. I love comedy. You know what I mean? Jay Farrell came here last week. Well, he came here. Actually, he's here tonight, and I was going to go, but we have the thing. I was going to do yesterday, but I was like, I don't feel like going out. But Jay Farrell come back. I'll send him again.
This is going to skyrocket his career.
Yeah. It's already. It's already.
It's clearly 10 million for the Netflix special. Will Smith, probably the great. one of the greatest actors of all time, one of the highest paid actors of all time, peaked at $20 million a movie. Movie star. Katt Williams is getting $10 million for a comedy special, a 1 hour comedy special, bro. Like, what?
On top of all his shows, he's touring 100+ days, 100 shows a year or something.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
It's insane. Like, the dude, when he says, I'm like, bro, he's got to be sitting on close to a Billy.
Yeah. Well, the funny thing is, first of all, the reason I believe everything he said about his childhood and the way that he could speak and everything, he speaks so eloquently. And when he answers questions, right, the very first couple questions that he was asked,
he stops, he thinks.
Yep.
Yeah.
He is not just answering a question. He actually thinks about what he's going to say before he says it. And nothing came out emotional or whatever. It was like, no. And then I forget how he said it exactly, but he was like, he was like saying, like, when you craft the English language for a living, right? And it was how he said it, and I just was like, this dude is not lying. He does this.
Like, there's a bullshit meter that we all have. Yeah. Now, throughout that interview, I felt like maybe there was something that he maybe exaggerated.
Well, he's a comedian,
for sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But for the bulk of his conversation, it was coming from a real place.
I don't think he was lying. I don't think he lied about anything.
He definitely exaggerated.
I think that's okay.
Yeah.
But he's a comedian. He's an entertainer.
Yes.
He's an actor. Like, yeah. I mean, you can expect that.
What did he say? Comedy first. I'm supposed to be funny first.
Yeah.
And then respect, and then he gonna be who he is. But
right.
I thought he did an amazing job in that interview. Now, do y'all think that when it comes to, I guess, a lot of things that he was addressing, aside from the comedy stealing, but when it comes to...
Why aside from that?
Well, because that's not where I was going.
Okay,
I was
go
just
ahead.
speaking about how the system, or this Hollywood, they have all these black men, doing all these, dressing up as women.
Yeah.
And then he called out all the people who dressed up as women, and Kevin Hart was one of them, which I initially didn't know that he dressed up as a woman.
I didn't either.
It happened later.
Yeah.
It happened a little bit later, yeah.
And so, like, what validity will you say that people are selling their soul or putting themselves in positions to have to dress up as women? Do you think that is something that happens in Hollywood?
I don't think Katt told a single lie.
Yeah.
I mean, like, everything that he said, people are fact checking him.
Yeah.
It's gone so viral. People are fact checking him,
and no one said he's lying.
No one has said he's lying.
One
Kevin Hart even responded and said, "Hey, man, you need to get that anger up out your chest. Make sure you guys check out my new movie." Da da da. No one said he's a liar.
Yeah.
Ricky Smiley came out and said, hey, listen, I mean, it's true. He originally, I was going to be this character, and then they decided the producers decided to go with, Katt, and he created that character. Like, no one ever said he's lying. Mm-hmm. All they have done when responding, Faison Love, right? Faison, first of all, he recorded this video. He looks horrible, absolutely horrible. Right, and
big
oh my God, he looks terrible.
Belly with a belly,
like, and all he was saying was literally Katt, you Chip Williams, because Katt, Chip, I don't know, you stupid. Like, y'all can't listen to stuff like this. Like, bro, that he didn't say anything. He literally just said don't listen to it. Like, but he never called him a liar. Like, and all he said about Faison is he's not a good comedian. And he said he has 4 specials and you can't get any of them anywhere. You can't get them on Netflix.
That was said.
Yeah,
that was said.
That was said. He said you can't get them on Netflix or Tubi.
He doesn't have 4 specials. He says he has 4 specials.
He was very specific. You can't get him on Netflix or Tubi.
Yeah.
Why was he so specific? Netflix houses all of the biggest comedians, right? Yeah. They have a library that's just, crazy. Yeah. Tubi is like the low budget, free, everything's on there.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
So very specifically those 2.
So if you can't be found on those 2 things, you essentially don't exist. Plus, on top of that, he's checked. Mm-hmm. Katt Williams has checked, because he also said in order to become the greatest comedian in his area, he had to get above 300 different comedians. This nigga was counting laughs. When he said that, I said, of course he read 3,000 books.
Yeah.
I said, that level of intensity to your craft is Michael Jordan-esque,
Yeah,
Kobe Bryant-esque.
Tom Brady type.
Yeah.
Stuff.
Like it is honestly, it's above that. I genuinely would say it is even above that. Like
The time, because not only because a lot of them, they're in the gym, you're moving and da, but to sit there with a pen and paper, and he said he didn't watch them once, like it was multiple times. He would go over and over it, and to sit there and to be that amount of focus while you're sitting and to do this for that many comics,
you have to count the laughs.
yeah.
Like
I thought that was amazing.
Bruh.
I know I'm funnier than you. I counted the laughs.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, that's hard.
Yeah, but no,
That's
obviously
investing in your craft.
exactly. And we're not comedians, so I don't know if that's a normal thing, right? Maybe it is, but the fact that he did it, and he can say like, yeah, well, you told 10 jokes and you got 6 laughs. I told 5 jokes and I got 16. Like whatever, you know what I mean? It's
3 times better than you.
right.
I thought it was amazing how he, when he was mentioning like the kings of comedy, when he gave Bernie Mac his props.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times I did hear how people were trying to shun or shit on Bernie Mac, but he was funny, like legit funny. And you can't, if you're legit funny, there's nothing that you can do about it. Because I remember when I was a kid, we went to go see the Kings of Comedy as a child. Well, I went to go see it as a
theaters?
child.
The movie?
Yeah, in theaters.
Oh wow.
And I think it was me, my mom, my brother. And we saw the movie, and that Cedric Entertainer joke, I didn't know Katt Williams originally
Me neither.
did that. Because that was actually one of my favorite parts of his set.
It is.
Yep.
It is. Yeah.
That was actually one of my favorite parts. I was just like going to the space shuttle,
Yeah.
doing that shit.
I think that it has. I think a lot of people didn't know, because you think about it, there was no internet at that point. Like it was not what it is today, and no one would know, right? And then funny thing is that on top of that joke, there's another joke he stole, and it was from someone stitched it. And it was from a TV show, I forget the name of it, from 1988.
With the ambitious or initials,
The
call me by my initials type thing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you saw that, right?
Yeah.
That was not. I'm sorry. That was from 1988. So 2 years, 1987, 1988. And somebody was just like in the comments. Somebody was like, yeah, he stole that joke, or he changed it. It's not that big of a deal. And someone was like, well, no, you don't understand. Like in 1986 or 88, like if you take a joke and you perform it later, like you're not going to know that like people are going to like know that you took that joke, because the internet wasn't a thing at that point, right? It was around, but it wasn't what it is today.
Yeah.
We had the internet, but it wasn't what it is today. So yeah, he, number one, when he took the joke, he didn't think that anyone would ever know, because there was no such thing as the internet.
Yeah.
And then when the internet was around, he performed it. He never would have thought we'd be streaming and we'd be, you know what I mean? All your stuff would be on the internet. And then 2024, you can stitch it together. So he's like, here's 2 instances where they've caught him, and it's been 3 days, and already they found 2 times where he's stolen jokes verbatim.
And
How
look,
can you say Katt's a liar?
and look, and that's the reason Katt's on the show. It's not about him stealing a joke. He gave him a pass on stealing a joke.
he said for a decade.
10 years, yeah.
Like, it's about the fact that you, like, bro, why are you up here lying?
Yeah.
Like, just be a man about it. Does it make, like, are you gonna lose money over it? Like, hey, look, it happened. It was a great joke. I was on a you could have told an amazing story of how you were on this grand stage. It was your first time. You were nervous, whatever. You were doing everything that you could to just make this thing work. It was a time in your life where you didn't have that much money. You had this going on. You could have made us believe that you did this for a valid reason.
Yeah.
And just giving Katt, listen, Katt gave me a pass on that thing, man, too. And I appreciate that. And this would have never happened.
Well, he probably still would be on the show, but
Katt? He wouldn't have been. He wouldn't have been talking about punching him in his walrus stomach.
Yeah. He wouldn't have gone in on Cedric like that.
Right.
But Steve Harvey still would have got it. Ricky Smiley would have got it.
That's Steve Harvey. Like when I was younger, everyone always looked at Steve Harvey's hairline.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It was just like, yo, his hairline is dope.
Oh
Bro.
my God.
Back then, I didn't know anything about men having fake hair or anything like that.
Me neither.
Or like spray painting or whatever the hell it was. I thought it was legit hairline back then.
Katt said it was a unit.
He said he had a man unit.
Bro, that was the first time I heard that.
Me too.
You too?
The
Me
man,
too.
yeah.
Oh my God.
I mean, when he said it, I said, that makes sense.
That makes sense, right?
Because how the fuck is this thing so perfect? No one. I mean, and Steve talked about his barber.
Yep.
When he was like, yeah, I was paying my barber $1,000 a cut. I was getting a cut once a week or whatever it was. I'm like, well, his barber was so nice.
Like, bro, no one knew that was fake. Even like Manny Fresh put it in a song back in the day.
Oh, of course.
Song called "Oh Yeah," check it out. It's just like keep the Steve Harvey line in.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, I was just like everyone thought that hairline was legit. You know what I mean?
But that's how he became known. His smile, his lips, his hairline.
You know, the thing about it is, I have always had. First of all, I've never thought Steve Harvey was funny.
Yeah,
Me neither.
Same here.
Me
I was
neither.
like, bro, he's boring.
He's
boring to me.
He has funny moments.
Yeah, everyone has those moments.
Right,
if you're
he's
a comedian.
situational funny.
He's situational
But
funny.
Go ahead.
He's not a great stand-up comedian, right?
Right.
Apparently, DL is good. I don't know. I've never really listened to
never
him.
seen him.
He has a lot of crowd work.
Okay.
roast
I
the crowd.
don't actually like DL, so I don't really watch his comedy. But said once again, not that funny. Of course, Bernie was funny, right? But I've always felt some kind of way about Steve Harvey because, like, when he put out "Think Like a Man," I'm just like, bro, something's up with this dude. Like, so just me being a human being going through this world and seeing what Steve's done, he's just a businessman.
Yeah.
He will do whatever it is, whatever he needs to do to get that bag. So then now I'm like, okay, I could definitely see that Katt Williams is telling the truth about this because I've always felt some kind of way about Steve anyway, and stuff don't line up. You're teaching women how to get men, and you've been divorced 3 times. Like, it doesn't. The math's not math.
daughter. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And you proud of that.
Right.
Like, yeah. So the one thing that I was like, this is the part I'm confused about. I'm still like, what's up with the Ludacris thing?
Yeah.
Like the Ludacris thing, I don't get it.
Well, what are you confused about?
I mean, he was like, yeah, I don't get it. Like, I don't understand.
That's what I was confused because he said he did 10 million for 200 million, 10 movies, and it adds
20
up.
movies.
Yeah, 20 10 movies,
10
20 million.
Yeah.
Which would be 200
200
million or so. But I didn't understand because Ludacris responded in a rap.
Which
Instantly too.
that's the problem.
But they didn't deny or shut. And he talked about his wife.
Yeah.
He called his wife ugly, or called their wives
All of them.
ugly. They have like these.
The 7.
Very specific.
And I saw pictures where someone put all the pictures. And I said, yeah.
Just like, yo.
Very specific. So it's not that I think he's lying about it. I just don't get it.
Yeah,
Like,
that part I was actually
I think
questioning a little bit
I think
too.
that he was just saying this way I took it. He was just airing dirty laundry. He's just talking about how people have offered him things and he said no and others say yes. He's just showing how I'm just different. Right? Like when he talked about I don't know who else he talked. Everybody in Hollywood. He was just like, listen, Harvey Weinstein offered to suck my dick in front of my people.
I told him no. Then I found out there was 3 other black doctors on there.
What did you do to get here? Like, you know what I'm saying? I think that it was part of it. He was just piling stuff up. Like he was venting.
yeah.
So, you know, and he said, well, you know, one of us had to cut our hair, and you couldn't do the beard thing. And when he cut his hair, I was like, Luda, why did you do that? Right? Like even when he did it back in the day, and he was, you know, I was just like,
But now he has braids.
right. But you know what I'm saying? But I don't know. But then we look at like Nelly. Nelly did the exact same thing.
Nelly?
Yeah, Nelly used to have braids. He had a song. He was like, he wasn't talking about Nelly.
I've never seen Nelly with braids.
He was talking, but he had I forget what song. I'm not music like you, but in one of his songs, he was like, Now I had braids. I'm switching to fades, and now everybody's switching to fades. I'm thinking about braids or something like.
Okay,
You
that
know
sounds
what I mean?
familiar.
So what are you saying? He had braids before he got into the music industry?
Who, Luda?
Nelly.
No, I'm just talking. I just use him as an example of someone who switched their hair. I'm not saying that he was a part of this.
Okay.
I'm just saying like Ludacris's hair was part of who he was.
Correct.
Right. That was his image.
Correct.
And he had, now he has him back.
Is it because he was in the movies? It's because of the movie deal, right? That's what he's saying.
It would probably have to be because his first big movie was Crash.
He had braids.
Amazing.
No,
movie.
he didn't have braids in. Did he have
Yes, he
braids in
did.
Crash? Okay.
He was the driver, right? One of the drivers. He was a thug or whatever.
It's the Fast and the Furious franchise.
That's the 20 movies or
Is that when
or
he
10,
cut-
10
did he cut
movies,
it?
20,000. He said, well, how many? He said,
Was he in the first one?
yes.
I don't remember.
No. He was in the.
I was gonna say, I
he was
don't
in
remember him in the first
He was
one.
in the second, I think, is when he first came in. It was either the second or the third.
He wasn't in the first one. It was just Paul Walker and
Vin Diesel.
Vin Diesel.
Vin Diesel.
That's-
Maybe
They were the big-
Tyrese. Or did Tyrese
Yeah,
go in the second? Or maybe Tyrese.
I think Tyrese was in the second.
No, wait. Yeah.
Was he there from the
Tyrese
beginning?
was in. Wait, was Vin Diesel? Yes, Vin Diesel was in the.
Yeah, he's the main character.
Tyrese was in there too because it was him and the
Walker.
dude. Yeah. Tyrese has been in the first one.
Yeah.
So then he said, what did he say? He said, well, look how many Fast and Furiouses there are. How many movies is it? And we're all, I don't know what we're on.
I don't. I stopped.
10.
We're on 10?
I think we're on 10. I think we're going to 11.
And he said 10 movies,
he said
20 million apiece. So he wasn't in the
Is
first
that what
one.
he said, or did he say
He said 200. He said 200
200
million,
million, 10
10
billion?
movies, 10 movies, 20 million apiece. That's 200
Is that
million.
what he said?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought he said 10 million a movie, 20 movies.
Nah.
Okay.
Because they're nowhere near 20.
Right. Well, that would indicate that they have 10 more movies.
Right. No.
Well, no, they said the 10th one was going to be the last one.
Well, they may have one more because I think that, bro, this series has been ridiculous because you have The Rock that did like they did a spinoff or Hobbs and Shaw or
him
whatever.
and Jason Statham, I think.
Yeah. So I don't think that was. I don't think that's part of it because Luda went. I don't think.
No, that wouldn't be. Yeah, Fast and Furious 2 is when Luda came and he had his afro. That could have been a unit though.
When did he lose it though? Well, you don't have to.
Yeah, I don't know.
But what he said, but that doesn't necessarily mean he had to cut it immediately. They could have just because if they wanted Luda to be Luda, right?
Especially in the first one,
he need his hair. But then
the hair could be cut because this could be fake. We don't know.
You're right. But in Tokyo Drift, he had his hair cut, which was
Luda. I wouldn't know as far because he didn't necessarily address anything. He just came out with a rhyme.
yeah. And he basically just said, "I don't know any Illuminati. I still have my fro and my beard." That's basically what the rap said.
Yeah.
Which is like, well, that's now, but Katt's talking about then.
Yeah.
And maybe in your contract it said, well, for these 5 years you need to have a cut. It doesn't mean forever.
But of course, like there's going to be like when you're in Hollywood, there's going to be some shady stuff that you need to do if you want to get ahead, and if you go against that, they shun your career.
For sure.
And like even Dave Chappelle spoke about this when he was on Oprah talking about they're so adamant about getting you to wear a dress. Why they want to keep getting these men to wear a dress, emasculating them.
Yeah.
And they kept pushing for the dress. And it's just like, I'm not going to wear a dress. This was, I think, the movie Blue Streak that Dave Chappelle was talking about. He was like, "Why?" Like the director said, I have this amazing idea. So we're going to put you in a dress and da-da-da-da. He was just laughing about it. And he was just like, I'm not wearing no damn dress. You know what I mean? And then he trying to pressure him, get him back to wear the dress. He's like, I'm not wearing no damn dress, you know? And he went back, got a director or a producer to come in and try to talk him into wearing a dress. And he's just like, yo, why are they so adamant in pushing this damn dress? And it's like, I guess, a rite of passage in a sense, you say. Yeah. And like they show all the actors and things of that nature who are wearing dresses and
all of them.
I was like, yeah. A lot of people are getting emasculated and being, having.
I didn't see Denzel on that list.
Yeah, I didn't see him either.
No, well, Denzel's not a comedian though. These are all comedians, right?
No.
There was some actors.
There was actors.
There was like legit actors in there.
It's not about comedians. It's just about if you're on the silver screen, you need to wear a dress.
Yeah, and it's not even exclusive to black people either. Because I did see it's not.
Yeah, no.
Well, I didn't see any people weren't adding white actors or whatever.
Yeah, because they have some with Channing Tatum that he dressed up as a woman.
John Cena dressed up as a woman.
John Cena dressed up as a woman. They had I think Russell Crowe at one point in time.
Jeez.
I was just like, man, it was a lot of like white actors. So it's not just like specifically black, but it's the point that they want to make you cross dress in order to become, I guess, a celebrity or to get this notoriety, throughout your Hollywood career. And Katt ain't with it. He's just like, yo, why they keep trying to, get somebody to wear a dress?
Because I was trying to figure out. I'm like, why is Katt and not in these movies? Why does I was literally like, bro, why does Kevin Hart keep getting? He's not funny, man.
Yeah.
These movies, they're not good.
Yep.
Do you think he's a plant? Would you think that?
I mean, Katt.
I personally wouldn't think that he's a plant because, I mean, I don't know. But based on what Katt Williams did say, he was prominent on the East Coast.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden
he had a hit. Not necessarily a hit, but he had a movie, The Soul Plane, but he did have a sitcom as well, which was called All in the House, I think, which it ran like 6 episodes. It was like it didn't do well at all, and I was watching. I was like, yeah, this was not funny, and he legit wasn't funny. Like there's only, I would say, maybe 1 or 2 comedy specials that I like of Kevin Hart.
His earlier ones.
Yeah. When he was doing the, 1 bed, 2 pillowcase. Yeah. You ever go night, nigga?
That was all his content. It was just like his personality. Then it ran out, right?
Because his life changed.
Yeah.
Right. And then now it's just like, Kevin, it's like, bro, it's not even the same. You're not even using old Kevin. It's like, bro, like you're just you. And that's why Katt was just like, no, I'm an actor. Like I create the character and I remove anything that I would do. And in movies, I see Kevin be himself.
Okay, but what do you say about this though? The flip side of that, just because Katt Williams are turning down these roles, he
didn't turn them down.
Well, yeah, he said if they're
he said, can we make this change? Like I'll do the movie. Let's just make this change.
Right.
And then they said, nah, we just.
But that's still turning it down though.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
That is turning it down. If you have to do this in order to get the role, that's turning it down because you're not willing to do whatever is needed to be done.
I would say that
I would
say that the directors went in different directions.
But think about this. If he says Katt Williams, or if Katt Williams says that he got the movies that Kevin Hart, initially, he was like the second one. Mm-hmm. But what role did he do in those movies that were sexual or that was, cross-dressing? There hasn't been any movies that Kevin Hart has done that's shown any cross-dressing.
Well, it wasn't just cross-dressing. I mean, it was just things that he didn't like.
It could have been him kissing a man. I'm sure he's kissed The Rock on the movie.
I don't know. I'm just thinking about the movie. What's it called? Blindside, the movie where he's the caretaker of the white dude. From
Get Hard?
No. He's the caretaker of the guy Bryan Cranston.
I don't know what the fuck that is.
From Breaking Bad, where okay,
I know
the guy. About. He's like a billionaire or something. He's in a wheelchair.
Okay.
Yada yada yada. Right, things like that. Where he's a nurse. He's a nanny. You know what I mean? Like maybe Kevin or Katt does like
a feminine role.
Yeah, it's like he's a nanny. And he takes him to the club and just little things like that. He was like, well, look, can we change a couple of these things? Like why does he have to be such a feminine nanny? Why can't he be more yada yada yada? And they're like, well, no, I don't, so we seeing it, it's like, well, that's the movie. Mm-hmm. But Katt's like, well, no, I don't like this. Or the way it was written, maybe they just stole something from Katt and said, well, we'll change it a little bit and we'll just give it to Kevin. But the fact that he literally said there's 5 movies that have been sitting on my desk, and then I've asked to change them, and they said no, and then now I see Kevin in them. And they went to Katt first.
It's the receipts, man. It's the receipts.
And he said I have receipts for all this stuff.
He doesn't talk about what he doesn't know. He doesn't speculate. He's a very well-researched individual. He looks at detail. It's like he can tell you how many movies came and he passed and Kevin had. Like, when you talk like that, it's like, he knows what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Did y'all see a lot of people, at least online, I guess, bashing Katt? are trying to like be the, I guess, the black cat in a sense, where they're trying to go against what he's saying and trying to find loopholes. And because I've seen someone on my timeline talking about, he goes on his Shannon Sharp's podcast talking about how he doesn't promote anything, but now he the prices for his concerts or his shows has gone up.
Of course it's gone up.
Why wouldn't it?
Well, like, of course it's gone up because he's gained notoriety, but not just that, the supply and demand, which may not have anything to do with him.
Right. What show did he promote?
That's what
Not
I'm
a
saying.
thing.
Like, he didn't go on
What
there and say,
book?
"Hey, check out my thing." But the person who was talking about was basically saying, like, you don't need to necessarily say that you're having a comedy show, but if you look at some of the ticket prices, you're getting all this notoriety. That's promotion for what you're doing in general.
Bro, he's got 12 comedy specials and he's never promoted a one.
19.
So 19. So now all of a sudden, oh, this is the one, this is the big one? Like, bro, that's just stupid.
Yeah.
Well, I've had somebody do that to me, so I know exactly what that is. There's no validity to that. They're just trying to find something.
But yet Kevin, when he responded, he promoted his new movie coming out. That's the difference. Now, if Katt said, because Shannon even prompted it to even almost try to pull that out of him, like, hey, if you want to plug yourself, here's where you want to do it, right? Now, he didn't say that, but he crafted it very well. And Katt was like, I don't do that. I don't need to go out and, tell anybody that I got this coming out, I got that coming out. I'm not. He said, I'm not here because I have anything going on. I'm saying I'm here because I want to be here. Like, he literally said that. He never said I'm on tour. I never said nothing. So,
and he is on tour. He's always on tour.
But he's always on tour.
So,
Which is funny because I bought the tickets way before this came out.
Which is why Shannon was trying to get him on since 2022?
Yeah, 2022. Yeah.
2022.
Oh, that's why the whole thing in the beginning was like, why are you here? I don't know. Why are you here? Like, that's okay.
So overall, I enjoyed the...
Bro, he broke the internet.
Yeah, even if you weren't trying to watch it, you had to because it was just fucking where.
It's everywhere.
Everywhere. I'm just like, bro, like how can, like even if you're not into comedy, you're going to watch this.
Yeah, it's just because everyone's talking about it. Even people, I saw somebody on my Facebook the other day and was just like, what happened with Katt Williams? Like they just random like white bread white girl.
Like what's going on with Katt?
Clearly she, you know what I mean? And another white girl responded like, bro, this is crazy.
Yeah.